How many times have you been up and go, it's going really well, let's just put another $100 out there out of my win stack and keep on going, and you burn it. And then the table turns on you. Happens all the time. Discipline keeps you from bleeding out when you shouldn't. Let's have a serious talk here about win goals and loss limits. And I think that I've said this many, many times. Goal setting is one of the most important things you can do as a gambler. I think going out without a goal, just willy-nilly, you're asking for problems. Now, your goal may very well be financial. I'm going to the casino today to win $50 or $100 or $1,000 or whatever that is, or 10% or 20%. It's just as valid to have a goal that's fuzzy. Like, I'm here to burn time. I'm going on a cruise ship for 7 days and I've got this fixed bank account, right? I'm looking the last 7 days, right? Goal number one is make it through the damn trip, right? It might just be, hey, we got a party. I got friends coming into town. We're going to be out for the night. I'm looking to last a few hours and just have a good old time, right? Your goal, as long as you know that going in though, it's important. State your goal and sticking to the goal. That's where your power is, okay? Now, having a bad goal or an incorrectly sized or unrealistic goal can set yourself up for major harm. Now, I want to revisit what we've said way back, which is our goal statement. And this is an important thing. I think putting this out, saying it out loud, writing it down on your phone, whatever it's going to be, you breathe life into the statement. It makes it real and it gives you something to kind of ground yourself to. So your goal statement is, in this whatever session, trip, series, I'm willing to risk whatever dollars, 1,000, 500, 50, to win $10, $20, $1,000 by playing the Iron Cross, so that I can live to fight another day, so that I can pay for my trip. Here's some examples, right? In this session, I'm willing to risk $500 to win $150 by playing the double dozens on roulette, so I can put that money and build my 401g account up, okay? Another person might say, in this session, I'm willing to risk $1,000 to win $250 playing Baccarat, so I can fly to Vegas. I'm going to try and earn enough money, get me that plane ticket. Somebody else, hey, in this session, I'm willing to risk $5K to win $50. I'm going to play the triple Lux on the craps table. I'm trying to felt the table, okay? I'm not sure that's a very realistic goal, but if that's your goal, if you got $5,000 to burn and you're looking to just turn it into 50 and just destroy the casino and make felt bunnies, cool. State the goal. Know going in that $5,000 is going to be put fully at risk. And that $5,000, by the way, had better be $5,000 you can risk, that you don't have to care about. It cannot be, life, that shouldn't change your life, right? Somebody once said to me in one of our chat sessions here, your win goal shouldn't be a life-changing amount of money, nor should your loss limit. Setting proper goals and limits, I think, is an important way to kind of keep yourself grounded. Now, sometimes we can get emotional with this. And I think the loss limit especially can be an emotional thing. How much money are you willing to lose? When you look at those goal statements, how much money are you willing to lose? Well, let's remember some basic math. I'm going to go back to third, fourth, fifth grade, right? Look at your percentages. If you have $1,500 and you're saying, I'm willing to risk only 30% of that money. I'm bringing $1,500, but I'm only going to risk 30%, okay? I'm bringing $1,000. It's a lot of money. I'm only willing to risk half of it though. I'm going to 50% stop loss, and I am just dogmatically about that 50% stop goal, like a lot of people I know are, okay? Hey, I'm going to buy for $750. I'm willing to risk 75% of it. I'm going to go home with something. $250 is fine. I'll go home with $250. I'll take something out of there with me. Or you can be like me. I'm putting $500 out there, and it's all or nothing. I brought the 500. The 500 has a job to do. I'm going to risk it. What do all of these things have in common, folks? It's $500, regardless of which one of those statements it is. Now, the $1,500 is 33%, but you get my point. All of these are a $500 risk. At the end of the day, you walk in, if you have a bad day and you hit your loss limit, in all of these cases, you've lost $5. It's the same, okay? What's different is how your brain perceives it, okay? For some of you, walking into the casino with $500 and walking out with a goose egg, with an empty pocket, would be soul crushing, right? For some of you, your spouse is going to say, how'd you do? Well, I lost it all. That's not a good conversation to have, okay? If it makes you feel better, to walk up with $1,000 and only lose half, and you have $500 still in your pocket, if that feels better to you than have the 50% stop loss. But just know this, when you go in with the percentage-based stop loss, it always makes a dollar amount. To me, the emotional piece of this is not, I lost it all, or I still got half. I use the stop loss 0. And again, I buy in for way less than most of you probably do, but I have a stop loss 0 for that. And to me, when I look at my rack getting closer to that 0, or my series are losing one after another, and I'm getting down to the end, I start changing things, right? It makes me look at my strategy play. Am I willing to keep going with the same strategy? Do I need to switch out of it? Do I need to change my bet levels? Like, watching the bankroll diminish changes my mentality in the middle of play. It doesn't make me feel better or worse after it's all said and done. It's still $5 at the end of it, okay? So just know that that's a thing. I wanna make sure I call that out, because there's always confusion about you're a degenerate if you're stop loss 0. You're not. It's all about the money, okay? I may have another $1,500 in my pocket that I'm gonna use for later sessions, and each session has that same stop loss for me. So again, you think about how you wanna view this yourself. Just know that there's an emotional piece to it. Whatever that emotional piece is for you, stick to it, right? If leaving with a little bit is cool, 75% stop loss. If leaving with half is cool, and that's all you can handle mentally, go 50%. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that your number that you're going to walk out of there with is stable, and you stick to your loss goal, okay? Now, I think there's an importance here in getting it right, okay? What is the right level? In this previous screen, those percentages, right? What level, pardon me, is the right level for it? Let me go back and do that again. Let's go. I think what's important is that we quote unquote get it right, okay? Whatever your stop loss is, tying that to a properly sized win goal is important. And there's really 3 components to this that we have on screen here, right? One is your strategy's win rate. How often does that strategy hit the goal or hit the loss limit? That's number one. How often can it win? And that win rate will change based on your win goal and loss limit. A 10% win goal with a 100% loss limit, you're probably going to win 90% of the time. You're going to win 10% almost every time. Once in a while, you're going to burn the whole thing, right? High win rate, tiny little win goal, huge loss limit is way different than saying, I'm going to win 50% of my bankroll and lose 50% of my bankroll about 50% of the time. Like it all has to kind of work out. You're going to tweak those numbers until you're satisfied. Now, how do you know how it works? If you're playing the game of craps, there's an app out there called Win Craps. Cloud City Software is where you can buy it. It's $14. Best money you'll ever spend. You can use that application to put any strategy, you can code it up, any strategy in there, you can have it run against random rolls, you can plug in your own rolls and say, out of the 5,000 rolls that I have logged on my practice table or at a real casino, how would the strategy have done given this win goal and this loss limit? It will help you tweak it out. Now, I have a tool for you that I built over at casinogaming.tv. It's called the win-loss calculator. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you right now. Let me switch my screen here, and I'll show you how to get into this tool and use it. Okay, here we are at casinogaming.tv's website. You'll notice there's a lot of things here, but what I want to hone you in on is a couple things. Number one is this. There's a login button over here. I'm going to actually zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. There's a login button. If you've got an account at our Discord, it's free to make a Discord account. You can go here to the community tab and join the community. It's free. Once you've joined Discord, you can log in and it will say, hey, given your Discord account, let's let you have permissions to do things here at CGTV. And again, there's no cost to it. And you'll have a little yellow button that means you're logged in. Now, under the tools section, there's a tool here called the Win-Loss Estimator, among other things. This tool will help you, and again, I'll zoom in some more so you can see it better. This will help you determine what a win-loss rate looks like for a given strategy, given a given buy-in amount. So let's just play around, okay? Let's do some what ifs. Let's say we have buy-in for $1,000, okay? And our win goal is gonna be 10%. We're willing to lose 90%, okay? And let's say we're gonna play 10 sessions, and our win rate, we're gonna achieve that win goal. Let's just pretend that we did a win craps thing, And 85% of the time we win. Look at this. If you actually win 8 out of 10 times $100, but you lose once $900, look at what happened. You end up losing $100. You can have an 85% win rate and still lose money. Okay. When I say that things can get out of shape, they can get out of shape. Let's take an example of, let's say your win goal was 50% and your loss limit was 50%, and you had a win rate of 50%. You'll be at 0. That's your baseline. Okay. Now, if you can make a strategy, get a 50% win goal, hit your 50% win goal, just 60% of the time, you're going to win $1,000 every 10 sessions, the way that math works out. If you can get it to be a 75% winner, look at that nice little take home, right? A 50% win goal, 50% loss limit, 75% win rate strategy. Most of the things that I run, I can get them to about 70%, typically speaking. That's a pretty good win rate that I've seen. Look where you end up. You're not in a bad spot. You think about this, right? Now, more realistic, maybe a 20% win goal. Maybe a 35% loss limit. You're willing to win 200. You're looking to win 200. You're willing to win or lose about 250. If you can win 75% of the time, it's $700. You're not risking a lot. You're not losing a lot, right? If you're a stop loss 0 guy, right? You're going to lose. You're going to put the whole 1,000 at risk, and you're going to win. Let's say 80% of the time, you're going to win. I don't know, 40%. Decent little thing. Again, go into WinCraps, and when you go to WinCraps or other software that you want to use that'll check your strategy against a bunch of rolls or a bunch of outcomes, if you can tweak it and say, look, given 100% stop loss and a 40% win goal, if I can make this thing win 80% of the time, which is a pretty good clip, you're going to be okay. If it's more realistic and it's 70% win rate, you're still winning close to $1,000 over 10 sessions. Just a little calculator that you can use to kind of play the what if game with yourself. But again, I think the most important thing is to use a tool like WinCraps, or I think Jack Ace has got one that he has written for roulette that you can run a roulette strategy through and see how it does over the course of time. If you can tweak win goals, loss limits and have the application stop and start, restart, restop when you have hit one of those 2 outer limits, it'll really tell you what your expected net is going to be. Very hard to achieve a positive expected net in a negative expectation game like everything at the casino. You're expected to lose all the time. This takes a little bit of luck to get the higher win rates, right? Once you've got your strategy win rate dialed in, coupled it with the win goal and a loss limit, you've tweaked it until you're happy with it, and you run it through WinCraps or the Jack Ace Roulette Simulator or the Wizard of Odds Baccarat Simulator or whatever tool you're going to use to test it out, that tool gives you the information that you need. It tells you what the optimal or achievable win goal loss limit is based on win rate at those levels. Stick to it, right? The tool is going to give you that. If you figure it out on our estimator and you prove it out in a simulator, you got to use that information to get up and get out. When you hit your win goal, when you bottom out to your loss limit, don't chase the loss with, I'm going to get it next time. Don't take your win and burn half of it because you're on a hot streak. And how many times have you been up and go, it's going really well, let's just put another $100 out there out of my win stack and keep on going, and you burn it. And then the table turns on you. Happens all the time. Discipline keeps you from bleeding out when you shouldn't, right? There's a ceiling and a floor here for a reason. That's a differentiator between you and everybody else that the casino's winning on that bleed. They're all bleeding out because they're making poor decisions. Here, you have the information. You're going to get the information. You're going to create the information to give yourself the ability to make an informed decision. And informed decisions that are executed with discipline, like we always talk about, is the differentiator between you and walking away a loser as often as everybody else does, or walking away a loser more often than you should. Okay? Exercise discipline, but again, it starts with getting it right. Right? Work your strategies out. Don't bring a strategy out there that's got a below 50% win rate with way too high expectations. You're going to give yourself or put yourself in a world of hurt. So stick to your win goals, stick to your loss limits. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave us a comment here in the comment section for the video, but really better still, join us on Discord. Go to casinogaming.tv and hit the community link in the menu there and join our Discord. That's where me, other YouTubers, and all of our subscribers hang out. We sit there and talk strategy and just BS kind of all day long. It's a great way to get connected and stay connected and kind of interact with the team, learn about meetups and get-togethers and all that kind of stuff. So with all that said, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.